What's up, y'all? We back. What's today? Today's episode 11. Episode 11. I kind of don't like calling them episodes, but for this 40-day devotional, we're going to name these. And then we're just going to do titles. And we're going to run another round of this thing. I literally 30 seconds before, I typed it into my cloud, who is named Thoth. If you don't know who Thoth is, he's that giant figure in the middle of my arm. The architect of the pyramids, the creator of the Hermetic principles, which you hear me talk about. Thoth, Elsa Garcia Castro, thank you for your submission on random. Got it about 30 seconds before I started this. No time to think, we just diving in. Today's contemplation is self-compassion. Beautiful. Thank you, Elsa. Before we dive in, this podcast is brought to you by Entheos Holistics, my microdosing mission. I have a talk coming up on July 4th for an event here in Austin, a sovereignty event. And I've been thinking a lot about what am I going to talk about. Entheos is sponsoring the event, and I get a little 45 minute guest spot. I don't even know. I'm just going to get up there and speak. I don't even know how long it's supposed to be. And I started thinking about how can I relate Entheos to sovereignty? And of course, the mind-body-soul framework came in. And I just posted something on Instagram about this too. It's like sovereignty is learning to trust the self. It's coming back home. Nothing and no one outside of me has the answers. Everything is a permission slip for me to get to know myself at a deeper level, to learn how to trust myself. Because God moves through me. God moves through me. Because God moves through me, that means I know all that God needs and wants me to do in this life relative to what my design is. Let's go. That's what sovereignty is. It's coming back home to the self. It's trusting the self through the mind, body, soul, because without any of those components, the entire human existence, the experiment that we're living through as humanity, it falls apart. We need all three of these. It's the Holy Trinity, mind, body, soul, mother, father, inner child, like the numbers of three. Tesla talked about this. Like, you want to understand the power of the universe. You want to understand the source code of the universe. Understand the numbers 3, 6, and 9. Everything begins with 3. It is the Trinity. And so the mind, body, soul represents the entirety of what makes up this experience of life. And microdosing is a spiritual practice of reconnecting to the mind, body, soul. The mind is our awareness. The body is our emotions. The soul is the heart. The mind represents past and future. It is in time. The soul, the heart, represents the present moment. It is out of time. And the polarity of those gives experience to our life, to physical reality, which we experience as time, which is the body. It's the creation of these. And when we are disconnected from the mind, body, and soul, we suffer. All sickness and suffering is rooted in spiritual disconnection of the mind, body, soul that then manifest in the physical realm to teach us about our spiritual disconnection. So, if any of you are not living the life that you desire to live and you don't know where, you are confused about what the path is coming home to the self. And microdosing is a spiritual practice of reconnecting to the self through the mind, body, soul, so we can find the parts of us we have lost and realize that I am everything I need. That might have been my best introduction to Entheos on these podcasts so far. I'm on fire today, y'all. Coming out of a few-day process. The processes, they're coming quick and often. The veil is thin. The world is moving through it. And I've even noticed parts of myself like, I don't need to talk about it. No, let's talk about this. Because I know a lot of people are moving through it right now. And you get out the other side of this, and all of a sudden you're fucking in it again. It's like, man, I'm tired. And the only reason that we're moving through things at such a speed and at the level that we are is because we are capable, because God has a plan for us, because we are being called into a greater level of self-compassion. Shout out, Elsa. We'll get there. It all weaves together. I trust what wants to come through. We're being called into deeper self-love, self-compassion, into non-judgment, into empathy, into being able to hold space for ourselves so we can hold space for other people. The veil is thin. We are going into a split of the new world of love and the new world of fear, where there is going to be a level of abundance that comes in the coming years that we cannot fathom right now, in this melting and dissemination not dissemination, degradation of the current system. And the new system that is built is going to be built off of abundance, more abundance than you can ever imagine. I'll do a podcast on what I think is happening in the financial realms. I'll do one soon because it's going to happen soon. More abundance than we ever thought possible. And it's going to be more dystopian than we ever thought possible. We get to choose which paths that we get to walk on for those of us that are not resisting the processes, that are willing to talk about it and be seen in it, that step all the way into it. Like, I'm in it. Why do you think I talk about it so openly? To give you permission to be where you are as well. I just came out of a huge 3-day portal of scarcity, like more scarcity than I've felt in 6 to 9 months. The last time I felt like I was in that much scarcity, fear of money, of my service, of using my voice, was probably October when I moved into this house, which was its whole fucking teaching. That was his whole thing. I mean, we'll tell that story one day too. I'll tell all the stories. We'll get there. We'll get to all of them. And all of a sudden, I found the nugget last night, and I went back in. I went deep into prayer and journaling last night and meditate, all the things that I know are good for me. And I woke up this morning like, whoa, I remember how abundant I am. I dropped into a meditation last night. I'm restarting this 40-day prosperity plan of this book, the Abundance book. And I dropped into the meditation last night, and I just felt every cell of my being growing in the abundance and the frequency of what nature provides, because nature is abundant. The universe is abundant. And the only thing that lacks abundance is the scarcity of the human mind. We were trained to believe to believe scarcity exists. Like, nah, man. We are abundant by nature because we are nature. We are abundant because we are God. God is moving through us. We are a fractal of the infinite consciousness of the all. So I am abundant. And I got to retouch that part of me last night that just trusts. I trust I will be taken care of. I'm a divine child of God. I know God's got my back. God and Goddess, it's both. I need a meta word for that. It is not masculine or feminine. It is both. We are the architect, or we are the architect. We're the director and the actor. We're all, and the scriptwriter. We're all of it. One can't exist without the other. And then one is the experience of the things that create existence. This is back to the 3. Kind of got lost. Where was I going? I feel good. I feel expanded, I feel open, I feel ready for whatever is coming next to my life. And so just the invitation, that's where I was. The veil is thin, y'all. And so if you're in a process right now, something I might be able to offer of me that has been in a new process every week for the last 6 months, if you're in my communities, you know it. I'm moving through it with you. I talk about it with you. I evolve and grow with you. And I offer what I learn in those processes. And so one thing I'm remembering to learn is the more difficult it is, the more I'm being called to listen. The harder it is, the more I need stillness. The louder it is, the more I'm being asked to just be. And that's what we fear. That's what I fear. I'll bring it back to me. I fear that because in that I get to meet myself in the fear, which is the only thing creating more fear. And when I sit with it, when I look the fear in the face with self-compassion, told y'all we're coming back to it. When I meet myself in that self-compassion, I realize that all the fear wants is to be seen, to be felt, to be loved, to be held, to be witnessed. I had one of my one-on-one clients reach out to me today, and she said something so beautiful. She gets to the end of the voice note, like expressing how difficult and how she's in it and doesn't feel like the people in her life can support her, blah, blah, blah. It gets all the way to the end of this voice note, and she goes, I just think I needed to be witnessed in this. And that's oftentimes all we need. And sometimes it's okay to reach out to somebody outside of ourselves and say, hey, there's a part of me that just wants to be witnessed in this. Beautiful. This is what friends are for, what relationships are for, what coaches are for, what therapists are for. Maybe not therapists, because they have a very clear delineation that I cannot be in personal relationship with you. What the fuck is there? What's the point then? We're humans. We're meant to be in relationship, but we have these people in our lives that can witness us in our process. Shout out Chris Hager. That's what that brother's been for me. I talked about that mystical religious experience I had last Saturday, and I got this ping halfway through to call him. And he answered, and I just continued to grieve and cry and allow myself to be exactly where I was, because there's a part of me that just wanted to be witnessed in it by somebody that I know could hold that space and love me through it. And I didn't need anything. And what these fear parts want, what these parts of us that are coming online, that are moving through us, what they really want is they just want to be witnessed by us. And so when we talk about nervous system regulation, when we talk about parts work, I like to take these concepts that people write 400-page books on, that I can explain it to you in 2 pages. I can explain it to you in a meditation. Like, let's distill the confusion down to a simple thing. It's about learning to hold ourselves exactly where we are in all moments through the recognition of the truth that I avoid speaking, feeling, and living, which then presents the opportunity for me to stare at the very thing that I'm giving my power away to. And in meeting myself in the truth of those things, I choose sovereignty for myself, which activates these parts that want to be felt, witnessed, experienced through the faculty of fear, the gift of fear. Again, fear is a benevolent gift of the heart because it's presenting an opportunity to be courageous. What's more benevolent than that? Shout out Joe Hawley, like the God loves the frequency of courage. Shout out Megan Imbert. Podcast, Frequency of Courage. She had me on as a guest. Self-compassion. I believe that our worlds, our realities, so to speak, are just reflections of everything that we hold inside. We've all heard this. As above, so below. I get it. But really taking this to a symbolic level. If I don't have self-compassion, it is impossible for me to have compassion for anybody else. Impossible. I cannot give anybody what I do not have. I'm feeling this now. I talked about that at the end of the last podcast. Like, I'm realizing this shadow I've been in of this greed story I've been trying to integrate with Entheos of like, give, free. And then because I haven't been supported in the mirror of that, I'm actually not supporting the people in the way I desire. We can only give what we're giving to ourselves. Because I haven't asked for support, I'm not giving myself the support, which means I'm not able to support people in the way I desire. And the way I support and show up is showing me what my capacity is. And so it's a beautiful teaching to bring me back to the realization that I need to support myself. Compassion's no different. If I don't give myself self-compassion for the mistakes I make, there are no mistakes. Fuck that word. Fuck that spell. We don't make mistakes. We think we do. The mind likes to conjure these stories and ideas that there's a potential for me to fuck up, to confirm its own beliefs about itself. But we don't make mistakes. And the part of us that thinks we do, can we have compassion for it? Can we have compassion for the part of us that is afraid? Can we have compassion for the part of us that really wants to quit the job, leave the relationship, go deeper into the relationship, open my heart more? Compassion for the parts of us that are just holding stories of fear. And it's all benevolent. All of it is benevolent. All of it is benevolent. And so the part of us that wants compassion the most, when we're able to touch that and give it to that part, we can then have compassion for that same part that we see in everybody else. I wasn't able to teach and hold space the way I do now 3 years ago because I hadn't met those parts of myself yet 3 years ago. And so through this deep work, through tripping psychosis a half a dozen times in psychedelic ceremonies, through having the most terrifying experiences I've ever had in my life and learning to hold myself in psychedelic ceremonies, through 2 experiences where I literally felt like and believed that I was having a heart attack, is what society would call it, and learning to hold myself in that, being called forth by people, held in a safe space to hold myself in one of the scariest moments of my life, to go into these altered states where I had a complete disillusion of self and reality, and I never thought it was coming back. The reason I'm so grateful for all of those experiences is now when I see somebody else in it, because I was able to hold myself and give myself the love and compassion I needed in those moments, I can now give it to other people. That's what holding space is, y'all. can only hold space for somebody at the depth I've held space for myself. And this is one of the dangers. I don't know why this is coming up. I don't want to speak to it. This is one of the dangers of people that have like 2 or 3 psychedelic experiences and like, I want to do this for other people. And it's like, okay, just know that you're only going to help them be able to meet the depth that you've met yourself. And if they go into a deeper level, you're actually at a risk of creating a traumatized situation because you're not able to hold them where you have not gone. So they are literally isolated, learning to navigate a space that is not in a safe environment, and it could go bad for everybody. I don't even like to think bad because there's no such thing as bad experience, but how can we make these the most healing, the most efficacious experiences possible? And this is why I never held space for anybody else until I worked with a teacher for 3 years and sat in hundreds and hundreds of my own ceremonies. And because I was able to touch those places and have compassion for the parts of myself that were terrified, the parts of myself that were scared to be alone, that were scared of isolation, scared to leave my job, scared to leave the relationship, scared to speak my truth. When I found compassion and held myself in all of those, now I can do it for other people. That's what this journey is. All of it, it comes back to the self. And the more that we are with the self, the more we can be a reflection of somebody else's self in the mirror of them. That feels complete. Thank you for the submission, Elsa. And again, just thank you everybody. The comments I keep receiving, the DMs, the reflections. It's been so fun. And I'm starting to see the programming of the requirement and need for certain likes and shares and all these things to equal value. Like, I don't give a fuck anymore. I know the value I bring because I've seen myself in these processes for 8 years. And the people that are here that have made it to the end of this podcast, I know the value you're getting out of this. And so thank you. You are the only reason that matters. You are the only thing that matters. And I wouldn't do this without you. So thank you. I love you all so much. This has been so fun, and I cannot wait to see. I'm already getting ideas of what this thing wants to become. And first, let's just get through this 40 days. And then we'll let this evolve. But appreciate you. Sending y'all so much love, blessings, prayers on this Thursday, June 25th. Much love, y'all. See you tomorrow for episode 12.